this video is about Anubis Guides lost souls until chaos strikes. If this myth excites you, please like the video, share it with friends, and write in the comments how it pulled you into the adventure. In a realm untouched by the passage of mortal time, where the sun kissed the horizon with hues of gold and crimson, the kingdom of Amenti lay, a land of rich sands and shadowed tombs. The air buzzed with whispers of the ancient gods, and the souls of the departed glided between realms, always guided by Anubis, the jackal-headed god of the afterlife. His presence was a beacon for lost souls, a promise of passage through the treacherous duet and into the field of reeds, where eternal bliss awaited. Anubis moved gracefully amidst the ethereal mists that blanketed Amenti, the weight of his golden ankh heavy upon his chest. The souls of the recently departed drifted around him, their faces reflecting fear and confusion. Their voices swirled like autumn leaves caught in a tempest, pleading for guidance in the overwhelming void of the afterlife. "Fear not, dear souls," Anubis proclaimed, his voice resonating like a deep tolling bell. "I am Anubis, and I shall lead you home. Trust in my path." With a wave of his hand, he summoned the shimmering gates of the duet, each intricate design telling tales of valor and sacrifice. The souls moved closer, comforted by his presence, yet unease lurked in the air, an omen felt by all, even the divine. Far beyond the horizon, in the shadowy depths of the underworld, something stirred, a creature of chaos, a titan known as Set, the god of storms and chaos, long imprisoned by the decree of Osiris, king of the afterlife. Set's hatred burned brighter than the sun, and his freedom was a dark promise looming over Amenti. In his prison of darkness, Set's claws scraped against stone, his mind weaving plots of vengeance. "The time has come," he whispered to the void, a sinister smile twisting his lips. "I shall reclaim my throne, and all of Amenti shall tremble before me." Meanwhile, Anubis continued his sacred duty, unaware of the turmoil brewing beneath the surface. He guided a soul, a warrior named Ket, whose life had ended in battle. Ket's steadfast spirit shone brightly, though he sensed an ominous shift in the atmosphere. "Lord Anubis," Ket said, his voice steady yet tinged with foreboding. "What darkness clouds this realm? I feel a tempest rising beneath the earth." Anubis paused, his keen eyes narrowing as he sensed the disturbance. "All is well, brave warrior. The cycle of life and death remains unbroken. Fear not the shadows lurking in the distance." But Ket's heart could not be quelled by mere words. He had fought valiantly in life, and in death the same spirit surged within him. "If chaos approaches, I will stand ready to face it, even in the afterlife. My honor demands it." Anubis nodded, respect blooming in his chest. "Your bravery is commendable, Ket. Should the need arise, I shall summon you. But now you must tread the path to the field of reeds. It awaits your arrival." As Ket stepped through the gates, his spirit soared into the light, unaware of the darkness closing in around the gates of Amenti. In the heart of Amenti, the gods gathered in the celestial hall, their faces etched with concern. Osiris, the gentle ruler, presided over the assembly, while Horus, the falcon-headed god, paced with fervor. "Set moves in darkness. His whispers reach our realm, and if we do not act swiftly, chaos will consume us," Horus declared, his wings vibrating with urgency. "They say a storm brews beneath the earth," Isis, the goddess of magic, spoke, her voice calm yet resolute. "Set's power is formidable. We must unite to contain this threat." Anubis entered the hall, his brow furrowed. "I sense his presence. Lost souls speak of an upheaval, of fear spreading through the afterlife. I will not allow Set to seize control of what is sacred." Osiris regarded him with somber eyes. "Your loyalty serves us all, Anubis. We will need your strength when the time comes, for a storm is indeed on the horizon." As the council deliberated, Set unleashed his might upon the underworld. The earth trembled and the cavernous halls echoed with his laughter. From the shadows, he summoned his monstrous minions, twisted beings born of nightmares, each more grotesque than the last. "Rise, my children of chaos. Amenti shall be ours." Set roared, his voice resonating through the dark caverns. The vile creatures bowed in response, eager to sow discord among the living and the dead. Back in the heavenly council, Anubis felt the air grow thicker with dread. The time for action is now. We must seek the relic of Mad, the feather of truth. Only by restoring balance can we thwart Set's ambitions. Then we must journey to the Tomb of Secrets, where the relic lies hidden, Isis suggested. It is protected by ancient wards and the guardian, the Sphinx. Horus spread his wings, determination etched across his features. I will lead the charge. We shall not falter in the face of chaos. Together, we will reclaim the feather of truth. Yet before they could set their plan into motion, the ground beneath Amenti shook violently. The gates of the underworld burst open, and Set's forces surged forth, led by the monstrous Typhon, a creature of serpents and shadows. Let the judgment begin. Typhon bellowed as the sky darkened and lightning crackled. The gods stood resolute, ready to defend their realm. Anubis, heart racing, summoned his power. This is the moment. Stand together, gods of Amenti, for honor, for balance. With a thunderous clash, the gods met Set's minions in battle. Horus soared high, his arrows raining down like shooting stars, piercing through the chaos. Isis conjured spells of light, her magic shimmering as she fought beside her brethren. Anubis, the guardian of the dead, unleashed a flurry of shadows, binding the lost souls to his will. Rise, warriors of the afterlife, join me in this fight against darkness. The air crackled with energy as Ket, awakened by Anubis's call, manifested beside him, wielding ethereal blades forged from his own valor. I come to honor my oath. Let us fight together. As the battlefield raged, Set watched from the shadows, gleeful at the chaos he had wrought. Fools, you are but players in my grand design. Soon you will know true despair. The battle escalated, with the clash of divinity against darkness echoing through Amenti. Each god fought fiercely, their hearts ignited by the fire of destiny, but the tide of chaos threatened to swallow them whole. Anubis faced Typhon, the serpent creature lunging with ferocity. In a breathtaking display of agility, Anubis dodged and struck, his blade slicing through the air. You will not succeed, beast. The afterlife belongs to the righteous. And so the fight raged on, the fate of Amenti hanging in the balance as gods and monsters clashed, honor against chaos, the shadows of betrayal ever looming, and the promise of sacrifice whispering through the storm. But even amidst the chaos, Anubis felt a glimmer of hope, a whispering wind that spoke of resilience. The battle was far from over, and every soul, every flickering spark of light, was a testament to the enduring spirit of life and death. The legend of Amenti was just beginning, an epic woven into the tapestry of time, where destiny awaited those brave enough to embrace it. The battlefield of Amenti transformed into a nightmarish panorama of clashing forces. The air quaked with the roars of beasts and the fervent cries of the divine. Anubis, the jackal-headed guardian, stood resolute at the forefront, his deep-set eyes glowing with determination. This is our purpose, he bellowed, his voice resonating through the chaos. We shall not let Set's darkness consume the light of our realm. With each swing of his blade, he carved a path through Typhon's serpentine minions, their grotesque forms flailing in a desperate attempt to strike back. Anubis summoned the spirits of the departed, their ethereal forms swirling around him, transforming into weapons of light and shadows. Together, we are unbreakable, he cried, as a legion of souls surged forward, striking down the abominations birthed from Set's chaos. To his side, Ket, the valiant warrior, fought with an intensity that resonated with the echoes of his past battles. Each thrust of his spectral blades carried the weight of his honor, his heart aflame with the desire to protect the realms of the living and the dead. We will not falter, he shouted, rallying the spirits around him. We are the guardians of Amenti, and we shall carve our names into the annals of history. As the clash intensified, Osiris remained at the heart of the celestial assembly, his demeanor calm yet resolute. He raised his hands and called forth a shimmering light that enveloped the battlefield, dimming the shadows momentarily. My children, draw strength from the light of man. Let the feather of truth guide your hearts. Horus soared through the heavens, his wings casting shadows over the chaos below. He unleashed a barrage of arrows, each one finding its mark, piercing the thick scales of Typhon's minions. For Amenti, he roared, swooping low to strike at the serpent creature itself. We shall reclaim our peace. But Typhon, relentless and mighty, coiled his serpents around Horus, dragging him down toward the soil. You think your valor will protect you? He hissed, venom dripping from his fangs. You are but a fleeting spark in my storm. Yet even as the creature tightened its grip, Horus summoned the very winds of the heavens, breaking free. Your storm may rage, but I am the eye of that tempest, he declared, blasting forth a beam of celestial light that struck Typhon, causing the monstrosity to recoil. In the depths of the turmoil, Set reveled in his creation, watching his minions dismantle the very fabric of Amenti. Feel the despair, he cried, his voice a haunting melody woven through the screams of battle. This realm shall be mine, and your power will be nothing but ashes. Meanwhile, Anubis felt a surge of energy as he channeled the spirits around him. He raised his blade high, casting a radiant glow that pierced through the din of chaos. Set, your reign of darkness ends here, he proclaimed, his voice echoing with the resolve of countless souls. The dead shall rise and the living shall fight. We are the guardians of balance, and we will not allow you to unmake our world. As if in response, a tremor rippled through the ground. From the depths of the underworld emerged the statuesque figure of the Sphinx, its enigmatic gaze fixed upon the combatants. You seek the feather of truth. It rumbled, its voice like distant thunder. To succeed, one must answer my riddle or face the consequences. Your riddles mean nothing, Set growled, his fury igniting his dark magic. But I will bid you to silence. He sent a wave of chaotic energy toward the Sphinx, but Anubis interjected, creating a shield of shadows that absorbed the impact. We do not shrink from challenges, he declared, stepping forward. Speak your riddle, guardian. Very well, the Sphinx replied, unfazed by the chaos swirling around it. What walks on 4 legs in the morning, 2 legs at noon, and 3 legs in the evening? Ket stepped forward, his brow furrowed in deep thought, grasping at the threads of wisdom whispered through time. Man, he crawls as an infant, walks as an adult, and uses a cane in his old age. The Sphinx nodded, allowing a smile to play upon its lips. You have answered correctly, warrior. The feather of truth lies ahead, but beware, it is guarded by the trials of the heart. With a gesture, the path to the tomb of secrets revealed itself, a door shimmering with ancient magic, flanked by towering obelisks covered in hieroglyphs. As Anubis led the charge toward the tomb, the monsters regrouped, their eyes glowing with malice. Typhon, enraged, lunged once more at Anubis, who ducked beneath the strike and retaliated with a powerful swing of his blade. You will not claim what is sacred, beast, he shouted, but Typhon's tail whipped around, sending him crashing into the earth. Ket rushed to his side, helping him up as they exchanged determined glances. We must press on. The truth is within our reach, Ket urged, igniting a fire within Anubis. The duo made their way to the tomb, dodging and weaving through the chaos as Horus soared above, drawing the attention of Typhon and other beasts. I shall keep them at bay, he shouted as he unleashed a storm of arrows, directing them toward the largest concentration of enemies. Beware, my brethren, Anubis called out as he felt the energy shift. We will face trials beyond measure. Stay united. The duo entered the Tomb of Secrets, the air thick with age and mystery as the door sealed behind them. Inside, the walls whispered ancient truths and forgotten sorrows. Flickering torches cast shadows that danced like specters of yore. We must find the feather quickly, Anubis urged, scanning the contours of the room, searching for the sacred relic. As they moved deeper, the trials of the heart emerged, visions of their past, fears taking monstrous forms, and shadows of doubt threatening to consume their courage. Face your demons, Anubis shouted, as spectral versions of their pasts closed in around them. Ket was confronted with an image of his fallen comrades, their faces twisted in despair. "I failed you," he cried, gripping his head as anguish washed over him. But Anubis stepped forward, a fierce glare piercing through the shadows. "They are not lost to you. Honor them by fighting. They live in your strength." With renewed resolve, Ket banished the vision of sorrow. Anubis, too, faced his past, haunted by thoughts of those he could not save. "I am their guide," he whispered to himself, "and I will not falter." With a surge of divine energy, he dispelled the shadows encircling him. Together they pushed through the trials, their spirits burning brighter than the darkness. At last they reached a chamber where the feather of truth rested upon a pedestal, glowing with a pure light. "It is ours," Anubis exclaimed, stepping forward, but as he grasped the feather, a deafening roar erupted outside. "Fools, you think you can defy me?" Set's voice echoed through the tomb, and suddenly the walls trembled as the ground quaked violently. "I will take that feather from your lifeless hands." With the feather of truth in hand, Anubis turned to Ket. "We must return to the battlefield. We can still reclaim Amenti from the clutches of chaos." Ket nodded, determination coursing through his veins. "Lead the way, my lord. Together we shall endure." They raced back to the surface, emerging to the heart of battle, where darkness and light clashed in a symphony of survival. Horus struggled against Typhon, his strength waning but his spirit unyielding. "You will not break us, Set," he shouted, rallying the gods. "No matter the odds, we will not cower in the face of chaos." Anubis held the feather of truth high, its brilliance radiating through the battlefield. "Hear me, gods of Amenti. Let the light of truth guide us." He called, and for a brief moment the chaos stilled, the eyes of all creatures fixated on the radiant symbol of balance. Ket joined Anubis at his side, ready to unleash their combined strength. "Together, we can restore the balance. We fight not just for ourselves, but for every soul lost to darkness." Gaining momentum, the gods coalesced around Anubis, their spirits rekindled. With a single command, he directed the power of the feather. A wave of light cascaded across the battlefield, illuminating even the darkest corners of Amenti. "Feel the truth of your souls," Anubis commanded, and the lost spirits surged forth, empowered by the radiant energy. The tide for battle shifted, and the forces of Set began to falter, the shadows shrinking from the light. As Typhon roared in defiance, Anubis and Ket charged forward, facing the dark beast together. "Your chaos ends now," Anubis shouted, the feather of truth glowing fiercely in his grasp. With Ket by his side, they became a whirlwind of determination, charging into the heart of darkness. "Together we shall bring forth the dawn," Ket cried, his voice a beacon against the storm. They moved as one, their steps synchronized, each stride fueled by the weight of countless souls rallying behind them. Typhon, sensing the surge of light, reared back, his serpentine form coiling with fury. "You think a mere feather can challenge my power?" he hissed, a tempest brewing in his wake. "I am chaos incarnate. I will feast on your despair." But Anubis, undeterred, held the feather of truth aloft, its brilliance illuminating the battlefield. The gods, invigorated by the radiance, rallied around him, ready to strike at the heart of Set's monstrous creation. "Your chaos is but a flicker against the truth. We are the guardians of balance." Horus, descending from the heavens with the grace of a falcon, unleashed a torrent of arrows that rained down upon Typhon. Each arrow, imbued with the essence of justice, struck true, piercing the beast's leathery hide. "For Amenti," he shouted, his voice reverberating through the chaos, igniting the spirits around him. "Bring forth the storm if you dare." Typhon roared, lashing out at Horus with his serpentine tails. But the falcon god soared above, evading the assault, his heart beating with the rhythm of the realm. "Your storm is futile against our unity." As the battle continued to rage, Anubis and Ket surged forward, dodging the clawed strikes of Typhon. "Now, Ket," Anubis shouted, channeling the power of the feather. He thrust it forward, unleashing a wave of radiant energy that surged through the air, striking Typhon directly. The creature howled in anguish as the light burned through the darkness. "You will pay for that," Typhon roared, his eyes narrowing with malice. He lashed out, sending a shockwave of chaos that knocked Ket off balance. "I will consume your very essence, guardian of the dead." With a swift motion, Anubis interposed himself between Typhon and Ket, his voice echoing with authority. "You shall not touch him, beast. The dead may rest, but we will fight for those who cannot." He slashed with his blade, the power of the feather amplifying his strikes. The clash of metal against scaled hide reverberated through the battlefield, the very ground trembling under their feet. Ket regained his footing, his spirit unyielding. "Anubis, we must take the fight to Set. He is the true orchestrator of this chaos." Anubis nodded, determination etched in every line of his face. "Then let's finish this together." They charged as one toward the source of the turmoil, where Set watched, a smile of wicked delight spreading across his features. "You fools," Set sneered, his voice like ice creeping through the air. "You think you can reclaim what is mine? I shall unmake your world." With a wave of his hand, he summoned forth shadows from the depths of the underworld, manifesting into twisted apparitions of despair, phantoms of the lost, each one a reflection of fear and pain. They surged forward, seeking to drown Anubis, Ket, and the gods in hopelessness. "Fear not," Anubis shouted, raising the feather of truth again. "This is merely an illusion of your wicked design." With each flick of the feather, waves of light pulsed outward, dissolving the specters of darkness as they approached. Ket fought alongside him, the ethereal blades clashing against the phantoms, each strike sending ripples of strength through the air. "You will not defeat us," he roared, his spirit unbroken. "We are the guardians of life and death. We will reclaim Amenti." Set's laughter echoed through the chaos. "You are but ants before the storm. Witness my power." He reached deep into the well of shadow, summoning forth a tempest of chaos that threatened to engulf the battlefield. Winds howled and lightning crackled, illuminating the terrifying visage of Set. But Anubis, emboldened by the feather of truth and the unwavering spirit of Ket at his side, met Set's gaze with unwavering resolve. "We shall rise against your storm. Amenti will not fall to despair under your tyranny." With a united force, the gods rallied beside Anubis and Ket, forming a line of determination against the encroaching chaos. Horus soared overhead, rallied by a divine wind. "Together, we shall pierce the darkness." Isis conjured a shield of shimmering light, her voice strong. "Our hearts unite as one. The truth will guide us." As the tempest bore down upon them, they raised their hands toward the sky, channeling their collective power into a single beam of light directed at Set. "Feel the wrath of unity," Anubis shouted, his voice a clarion call amid the storm. As the beam surged forward, the very fabric of Amenti trembled, the light piercing through the shadows like a divine lance. Set's eyes widened in disbelief as the light struck him, a force of purity breaking through his chaos-imbued heart. "No, this cannot be." His voice cracked, desperation creeping into his tone. "I am Set, I will not be undone." But as the light enveloped him, the dark god found himself being pulled into the very darkness he thrived upon, the chaos dissolving around him like a dream at dawn. "No, I will return." His howls echoed as he was consumed by his own darkness, the storm collapsing under the overwhelming power of truth. With Set's defeat, the battlefield fell silent, the air charged with a palpable energy. Anubis, Ket, and the gods stood together, bodies weary but spirits soaring. "We did it," Ket exclaimed, his voice filled with exhilaration. "Amenti is free from his chaos." Anubis nodded, holding the feather of truth aloft. Its brilliance illuminated the desolate battlefield, the souls of the departed swirling around them, their gratitude palpable. "We have restored balance, but we must remain vigilant. The forces of chaos will never fully fade," he warned, his keen eyes scanning the horizon. Osiris, stepping forward, regarded his children with pride. "The battle is only a chapter in our ongoing tale. Let our hearts remain united, for it is in our unity that we shall find strength against any storm that dares to rise." Horus, wings unfurling, nodded. "Together, we have proven that not even the might of Set can extinguish the light of truth and honor. We are the guardians of Amenti, and we will rise as one against any threat." As the gods embraced their victory, the spirits of the departed surged forward, filling the air with an ethereal melody of gratitude. Anubis felt the weight of his duty lift, a glimmer of hope sparking within him. "Let us honor the fallen, for they are the reason we fight. Together, we shall guide them to their rightful place in the field of reeds." The journey back was filled with remembrance, each fallen soul celebrated, their sacrifices honored. Anubis led the way, the feather of truth glowing with every step. The gates of the Jewett welcomed them, and as they passed through, a sense of peace enveloped Amenti, a realm forever changed by the struggle against chaos. Yet in the shadows, a whisper lingered, a promise of challenges yet to come, the eternal dance between light and dark forever entwined. The saga of Amenti continued, a tapestry woven with valor, sacrifice, and the unyielding spirit of those who dared to stand against the storm. Thus ended the tale of Anubis and Ket, but the legend would echo throughout the ages, a testament to their undying courage and the eternal quest for balance in a world forever caught between the forces of chaos and harmony. In the aftermath of the titanic clash that had shaken Amenti to its very core, the air hummed with the remnants of magic and the solemn weight of sacrifice. The feather of truth, cradled protectively in Anubis's hands, glowed softly, a beacon of hope amidst the shadows left in Set's chaotic wake. As the dust settled, the gods stood amidst the ruins, their bodies weary but their spirits ignited by an unbreakable bond forged in battle. Anubis surveyed the broken battlefield, each scar on the land telling tales of valor and loss. Ket, now a legend among the departed, stood beside him, his ethereal blades shimmering in the afterglow of triumph. "We faced despair and emerged victorious, my lord," Ket said, his voice steady despite the chaos that had just unfolded. "But what price have we paid? The echoes of our fight will haunt Amenti long after this day." Anubis nodded, his heart heavy with the burden of leadership. "Every victory carries a weight, Ket. It is the spirits we protect that guide our path." His gaze drifted to the horizon, where the first rays of dawn broke, casting a golden hue over the land. "But we cannot linger in sorrow. We must honor those who fell, for their sacrifice carved a path through the darkness." As the gods gathered, each one bore the marks of battle, their garments tattered, their skin etched with the signs of conflict. Horus, wings still unfurled, landed gracefully, determination etched upon his features. "We have fought together as one, and though Set has been vanquished, I feel the tendrils of his chaos still lurking in the shadows," he warned, his voice resolute. "We must prepare for the trials ahead, for this victory is but a reprieve." "Indeed," Isis chimed in, her gaze sweeping over the gathered assembly. "The balance of our world is fragile. Though Set has been defeated, his influence lingers. We must remain vigilant, for chaos is never truly gone. It waits for the opportune moment to strike anew." Anubis raised the feather of truth before them all, its luminescence casting a spell of serenity. "An oath binds us as guardians of Amenti. We shall honor our fallen comrades by ensuring their sacrifice was not in vain. Our unity will be our strength against the storms yet to come." As they prepared to lead the souls of the departed to the field of reeds, a shadow flickered at the edges of their vision. The ground trembled once more, and from the depths of the earth emerged a figure shrouded in darkness. The Minotaur, a creature born of Set's chaos, its horns glistening with the remnants of failed spells. "You think you have won. I am the harbinger of the storms." It bellowed, its voice a deep rumble that sent shockwaves through the air. Another challenge. Ket stepped forward, his blades gleaming with renewed vigor. "Bring it forth. We will not cower in the face of chaos." "Foolish warrior," the Minotaur scoffed, lunging forward with terrifying speed. "Your courage will be your doom. It charged, horns lowered as the gods scattered, preparing for another battle to defend their realm. With a swift motion, Anubis summoned the ethereal warriors of the departed, their forms swirling around him like a storm of light. "Stand with me," he commanded, his voice booming with authority. "Let us show this creature the true meaning of despair." The Minotaur clashed with the spirits, its brute strength sending spectral forms flying. Yet they were undeterred, rising again to strike back with fierce determination. For a Menti, their voices echoed, rallying behind Anubis as he led the charge. Horus ascended into the sky, soaring above the chaos, his keen gaze fixed on the Minotaur. "I will distract it. Anubis, Ket, strike with all your might." With a swift dive, Horus unleashed a flurry of arrows, imbued with divine energy, raining down upon the beast's armored hide. The Minotaur roared in fury, bucking wildly as arrows embedded themselves in its flesh. "You think your arrows can stop my rampage?" It growled, shaking off the pain as it turned its focus on Horus. "I will crush you." Meanwhile, Ket and Anubis struck from the flank, their blades gleaming in the light of the feather. "Now!" Anubis shouted, channeling their combined energy into a single devastating attack. They lunged at the Minotaur, their blades finding purchase in its side, drawing forth a howl of anguish from the beast. "You will pay for that." The Minotaur lashed out with its massive fists, but Ket was quick, dodging the blows with agility born from his warrior spirit. "Anubis, we must weaken it," he shouted, navigating the chaos with the precision of a seasoned fighter. Anubis nodded, focusing his energy. "Spirits of the departed, bind this creature. Let your will become my blade." Shadows swirled around the Minotaur, ensnaring its limbs with ethereal chains forged from the memories of those it had consumed. A chorus of anguished souls filled the air, their cries resonating with the will to fight. "Let me show you despair." The Minotaur roared, struggling against the bindings. "I am chaos incarnate." But the spirits tightened their grip, the shadows wrestling with the beast's wild thrashings. Seeing their opportunity, Ket surged forward, leaping into the air to deliver the finishing blow. "This ends now," he yelled, his blade imbued with the essence of the feather of truth as he aimed for the Minotaur's heart. For those who fell in battle. The blade pierced through, and in that moment a blinding light erupted, filling the battlefield with warmth and brilliance. The Minotaur let out one final scream, its body collapsing under the weight of truth and valor. The chaos it embodied was dissolved, banished back to the depths from whence it came. As silence fell upon the battlefield, the gods gathered once more, their hearts racing with the thrill of survival. "We have triumphed again, but the remnants of Set's chaos still lurk," Anubis said, his voice steady despite the turmoil. "We must seek the source of this chaos if we are to ensure lasting peace." Horus landed gracefully beside him, shaking off the remnants of battle. "What do you propose, Anubis? This victory will only be fleeting if we do not confront the shadows that threaten us." Anubis pondered for a moment, the feather of truth still glowing in his grip. "There exists an ancient relic known as the Heart of Man. It is rumored to hold the true essence of balance, an artifact that can banish chaos from a Menti forever. But it is hidden deep within the abyss of doubt, a treacherous realm where thoughts manifest into nightmarish forms." Ket stepped forward, his resolve unwavering. "I will join you, Lord Anubis. Together, we will retrieve the heart and ensure that balance prevails once more." Isis and Horus exchanged glances before nodding in agreement. "We cannot allow any darkness to fester," Isis said. "Every step we take must be mindful, for the abyss will test our very will." With a united front, the gods prepared to embark on their new quest, leaving the remnants of battle behind. Anubis summoned the spirits once more, their ethereal presence lighting the path ahead. "Let us guide these lost souls to their rightful place before we embark. They shall witness our resolve as we strive for balance." As the spirits began to move towards the field of reeds, the gods turned toward the horizon, a sense of determination igniting within them. "We will face the abyss, and we will emerge stronger," Anubis declared, the feather of truth glimmering in the light of their purpose. And so, they journeyed onward through the shifting sands and shadows, each step echoing with the legacy of those who had fought before them. Their spirits intertwined. They braced for the trials ahead, ready to confront the doubts that would challenge not only their courage but the very essence of what it meant to be guardians of Amenti. As they approached the abyss of doubt, a chasm of swirling shadows loomed before them, the air thick with an oppressive weight. "This place knows our fears," Ket whispered, a shiver running down his spine. "We must remain united. The shadows will seek to divide us." Anubis nodded, his voice steady. "Let the light of the feather guide our hearts. We are the guardians of truth, and together we shall overcome." With a deep breath, they stepped into the darkness, ready to confront whatever challenges awaited them in the depths of their own fears. As they descended into the abyss, the darkness coiled around them, shifting and mutating, each step forward unleashing visions of doubt and despair. The walls whispered their insecurities, setting their minds aflame with uncertainty. "We cannot let it consume us," Anubis shouted, his voice ringing out against the encroaching shadows. "Remember who you are, remember our purpose," Ket shouted, gripping his blades tightly.